When did you realize it was time to go pro?
I realized it was time to go pro after a couple of amateur fights in Arizona and Las Vegas. I was like, dude, it's time. I'm wasting my time on these amateur fights. Then I finally got a deal from Kai Kamaka. He was kind of intact with King of the Cage, and he hooked me up with them. He got me a deal. I felt ready. I was ready for my debut.
Your debut fight was against Ashley Gooch. How did you feel leading up to your debut?
How did I feel leading it up? I never really felt. I really don't feel nervous or think about the fight too much. But I felt good. I felt excited. I felt motivated to finally get paid for what I love to do, and that's when I first met and started training with Ryan Bader was for that fight.
How did you feel after the win?
How did I feel after the victory? I felt awesome. I felt like I was on top of the world. And to win in that type of fashion, and he was a pretty big guy, and he trained at one of the best gyms in Arizona at the lab. Just got good timing, and I felt real good, and one of the best feelings in the world.
Abide with me, fast falls the eventide, the darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide, when other helpers fail and comforts flee. Help of the helpless, oh, abide with me.
From Maricopa, Arizona, by way of Echo Beach, Hawaii, presenting Sopi.
Your second pro fight was a short notice. How did you feel leading up to that fight?
At that time, I lost my job. I had no choice but to take it, win, lose, or draw. But of course, winning was on my mind. But I felt super nervous, especially taking on I think it was a 4-day notice. They called me on Tuesday to fight Saturday, and I was all up for it. It's like, I felt nervous, and just because of my cardio, mainly that was the biggest thing in the back of my mind. But other than that, I knew what I had to do and what it would take to do to win. Fortunately, I won, and I just was blessed. But yeah, I was super nervous.
So what do you know about Dan Charles, and how do you see the fight going?
Dan Charles. I don't know too much about him. I know he fought Bellator, fought Mighty Mo. I didn't watch too much video on him. Ryan Bader sparred him a few times, so Ryan Bader knows him quite a bit. And that's about it. I know he's probably the best heavyweight in Arizona right now. Fights out at Arizona Combat. It should be a good fight. And how do I envision this fighting? It should be a war, I mean, I want to stand up. Hopefully he wants to stand after a couple combinations and a head kick. Maybe he wants to take me down after. But I hope he wants to stand. Other than that, I see victorious for me. And it should be a good fight.
third pro fight was against Dan Charles, who was the Rage in the Cage heavyweight champ, and you won that quite impressively in 12 seconds. So what is next for you now?
I talked to Mike Lowe for King of the Cage to let me fight Cody East, which he is right now the heavyweight champ. I think that I'll put up for an epic fight for that May 24th card here in Arizona. I really believe it will be a good fight. I really believe I can beat him. So I really want that fight. Cody East. So wish I could give him a shout out, but I don't know if he wants some.